29th of October, Rabbi Moore, Parsha Hashavua with Rashi, Veyera. Hello, Rabbi. How are you?
Okay.
Hello, everybody. Right.
Let's see.
Okay.
Veyera.
Were you with us? Mayor, maybe you begin, okay?
Okay, no problem. So this is Chumash. Okay, it says Veyera elav Hashem ve'elonei mamre vehu yoshev petach ha'ohel kechom hayom. So Hashem appeared
To him. Who's him?
elav to him, right? In Elonei mamre.
Who's him?
Well, technically, I don't think we know yet, but it's going to be Abraham, I think.
Right. Well, it follows on from the previous pasuk. Because it says, pasuk Chavdal is actually the last pasuk. It says, "Avram ben Tishim v'seish Shana b'Himoyle b'Sar Losai." Shema ben Shloishes Shana b'Himoyle b'Sar Losai. And it says, "Betzim hayom zeh Nimoel Avram Yishma benoi." Okay.
So
now, so the next thing is that Hashem appeared to him. Doesn't say actually Avram by name.
No, look at that though.
It seems self-understood. This is who we're talking about. Okay.
Okay, so he sat in the entrance of his tent in the heat of the day. Okay, so Rashi says, Veyera elav. Hashem appeared to him. It says, Levaker HaCholeh. Oh, this is Bikur Cholim here. To visit a sick person, or the sick person. And Amar Rabbi Chama bar Chanina, okay, Yom Shlishi Lemilato Haya. So according to Rav Chama, son of Chanina, he said this was the third day, I guess since his circumcision. Uva HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Oh, and Hashem blessed him. No, Hashem came. V'sha'al b'shlomo, and he asked about his well-being. Wow. That's a real lesson about Bikur Cholim.
Right.
Okay. The next Rashi, Be'elonei Mamre, says in the plains of Mamre, who shenatan lo etza, so that he should give to him, to Avraham, advice, al hamila, about the milah. Fikach nigla alav bechelko. Lefikach, therefore, Hashem revealed to him his portion. Okay. Yoshev, sitting. Yashav, kativ. It's spelled, let's see. It says here it's spelled without the vav, and read Yashav, sat, he sat. Okay. Bikesh la'amod. He wanted to stand. Abraham did. Amar lo hakadosh baruch hu. The Holy One, blessed be He, said, "Shave, sit." Va'ani emod, and I will stand. Presume that's Hashem.
Right.
Ve'ata siman levanecha, and you are a symbol of your children. Sha'atid ani lehit yatsev. In the future, I will, I guess, position myself.
Yeah, I will stand.
I will stand. Okay, but adat hadayanim, among the assembly of the judges, the yoshvim, and they will be sitting. Shenemar, as it says, Elokim nitzav ba'adat El, I guess.
Right.
So Hashem will stand by the advice of the judges.
Adat means in the group.
Oh, assembly, the group.
Assembly of the judges.
You know, a quick anecdote. When my mother passed away, that was back in 1998.
Right.
You know, we were going to Orthodox shuls at that time. So when one of the rabbis came in, you know, when a rabbi comes in, you stand up. So although I was in the mourner's chair, I stood up, and then he said, no, you sit down. You sit down. Right. So that's what this reminded me of, this Yoshev.
100%. It's a similar concept, similar idea.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Amazing. Okay. So the next Rashi is Petach HaOhel, at the entrance of the tent. Lirot im yesh oved, over vashav.
See if there are any passers-by.
Oh, that's passers-by. Okay, it's going to say going and coming, but okay.
Right.
That's
what it means.
Oh, literally, yeah. Okay. Vayaknisem b'veito, and he would take them into his house, bring them in. Okay. And the other one, well, this seems like Rashi has something for this whole pasuk here. Kechom hayom, in the heat of the day, Hotzia kadosh baruch hu chama mi nartika. Okay, so Hashem brought out the sun. I don't know what nartika is. Is nartika a Aramaic word?
No, nartik is a...
teak is a case.
Yeah, nartik.
So I guess it's something that covers the sun.
Yeah, so it's like a kind of a shield, which of course puts over the sun.
Oh, a shield, okay.
Nartik is like a sheath.
Aha, I see.
Nartik, you have I don't know, use it nowadays in Ivrit as well. Use it. Nartik is like a bag.
That's what the kids like to eat, artiques.
That's artik. That's something else.
Oh, that's different.
And nartik is like a cover.
Well, it's in a bag and you freeze it. So okay. So let's go on. Shalo l'hatri ho be'orachim. Oh, so that no one would trouble him with guests. Okay. Ulefish ra'ahu mitzta'er shalo hayu orachim ba'im. Okay. therefore Hashem saw Abraham, mitztaer, I guess, in distress or from distress. Okay, shelo hayu orchim ba'im, that no visitors were coming. Hevi ha malachim alav b'dimut anashim. So he brought angels to him in the form of men.
Right. So it's interesting. It's interesting that on the one hand, the Kosh Baruch Hu did everything or made it a major change in the climate, right?
Yes.
Made a major change in the climate in order that you shouldn't be bothered by passers-by. Nevertheless, Kosh Baruch Hu saw that he was so upset. Avraham Avinu was so upset about it that he now could be not quite changed his mind, but now he brought specially angels that Avraham Avinu would have guests to whom to be able to serve. They should be able to fulfill her hachnasas orchim.
Wow.
Yeah. It's interesting. Stam is a very interesting concept over here that Avraham Avinu, normally one would associate the idea of doing hospitality is when you feel there's somebody who's in need of, he needs a place to stay, a place to eat, right? He's missing something. Then there's an obligation to take care of them, to provide them with what they're missing. I had an interesting point over here. If HaKadosh Baruch Hu took the sun out of its sheath, and now it's such a boiling hot day, so where was everybody? Everybody stayed home.
Sitting in the shade.
I don't know whether it was. I don't know how much the shade helped in such a day. Right?
I hear.
Something like 45, 50 degrees out in the shade. Right? It was super hot. So where was everybody? Everybody stayed at home. So why is Avraham Avinu getting upset that no guests are coming? Yeah, everybody should be happy. Listen, today's a day off because everybody stayed home.
Right.
There are no passers-by. All the streets are dead. So why is Avram upset? The answer is that Avram Avinu, when he fulfilled hachnasas orchim, was not just to fulfill what was lacking, what his guests were lacking. He wanted to give. He wanted to have every day an opportunity to give. And even on a day when everybody's at home, so technically nobody was missing anything, but Avraham Avinu was missing out on this act of giving. He didn't have anybody to give to. And this is what Avraham Avinu was upset about. I can't fulfill in other words, he wanted to emulate HaKadosh Baruch Hu in the fact that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is always giving. So Avraham Avinu didn't want to let a day go by without giving to others. And this is what Avraham Avinu was upset about. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, okay, I see Avraham Avinu so upset, I'm going to bring angels that at least to them he'll be able to give. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Fine. Okay, let's continue.
Vayisa einav vayar v'hinei shlosha anashim nitzavim alav vayar vayaratz lik rasam mi pesach haohel vayish tachu artsa. And he lifted his eyes.
We looked up. Okay. When's the last time you lifted your eyes? Okay.
About 5
Yes,
seconds
you
ago.
Sorry?
About 5 seconds ago, I lifted my eyes
Yeah, you lifted them.
and I
Okay.
looked up at the screen.
Okay, so you look
Ah.
up. That's how you say it. It's one of these character things like, I mean, I mentioned this in my translation of Chumash. It says a pasuk in Parshas Mishpatim. It says two people are fighting and one hits the other and he gives him a blow and he doesn't die but falls into bed. Nofal Mishkov. That's how it's literally translated. Now, what happens if he doesn't hit him next to his bed? They're having a fight outside, so he doesn't fall into bed. Right? Nofal Mishkov is a euphemistic saying, and it's a specific meaning that he's confined to bed. He's now in a state that he can no longer stand, and therefore he's fallen that he has to remain confined to bed. So same thing over here. Other things. You have this as well. Vayisa Einov. Right? Vayisa Einov, it doesn't mean he raised, I mean, look, he lifted up his eyes. It means he looked up. That's how you would say it in English. Just giving one of these examples where it's not really a euphemism, it's a form of expression which is used in Hebrew, which is should not necessarily be translated literally into English. That's what I'm pointing out. Okay.
And he saw that there were 3 men standing before him.
So interesting. It's nitzavim Allah. Right? What Rashi says is really means, as you say, they were standing before him. We'll see. Vayar.
And he saw, and he ran towards them from the entrance of the tent, and he bowed to the earth.
To the ground. Okay. Well, actually means, yeah. The word vayishtachu doesn't mean just to bow, means to prostrate oneself. Vayishtachu, he prostrated himself to the ground.
Meaning he lay down on the ground with his face in the dirt?
Yeah. It seems this was not an uncommon occurrence in those days. When a person had a guest, somebody he felt very honored by, he would just go flat out, as they say.
Okay, so Rashi says, "V'hinei shlosha anashim, echad devatser es Sarah." One to bring tidings to Sarah. Ve'echad lahafuch es Sodom.
Lahafoch et Sodom. So the
Lahafoch es Sodom. One to overturn Sodom. Ve'echad the Rapos es Avraham, and one to heal Avraham. She'ein malach echad oseh shtei shlichuyos. That one angel does not do two missions.
Two missions, right?
Teda.
The idea is that the Maisa angel, by definition, is a being that has a mission. That's what he's called. Malach means he's sent, right, by HaKadosh Baruch Hu to carry out a mission.
Uh-huh.
Okay, that is the definition. So that's what it means. So it's not possible for one malach to have two missions at the same time. Okay? Doesn't mean, as we'll see Lemaisa, we'll see later, that doesn't mean that when the malach has finished one mission, that's it. He now can take upon himself another mission.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Let's see. Teda lecha, you can know.
Right.
Shekain b'chol ha-parasha hu mazkiran. For the entire passage, it mentions bilashon rabim in the plural. Vayochelu, and they ate. Vayomeru elav, and they said to him. Uva besura ne'emar. But regarding the tidings to Sarah, it says Vayomer, and he said.
That's only one of them.
Shuv ashuv.
Shoiv ashuv elecha.
Shov ashuv elecha.
That's in
I
the
will
singular.
surely return to you.
But he's saying he as an individual is saying it. So only one of the angels said. And similarly,
Uvaha fichas Sodom hu omer, and regarding the overturning of Sodom, it says, Ki lo uchal la'asos davar, for I cannot do a thing. Levilti hafki, that I not overturn. Urifael, and Raphael.
By the way, I'm going to speak about this in a minute. There's a very interesting point. Rashi says there were three malachim, yes?
Right.
One who came to tell Sarah the news that she's going to have a child. One to overturn Sodom. And one to heal Avram. Now, the one who went to heal Avram, that's what he says. So let's do the next little bit over here. Raphael. Yes.
Sheripei es Avraham, who healed Avraham. Halach misham. He went from there. Lahatzil es Lot, to save Lot. Who Shene Amar. This is what it says. Vayhi chehotziam osam hachutza. And it was as they took them out.
No, as he, kahotzi'om. He took them out. This is exactly the point which Rashi is trying to point out. There was only one malach who took them out of the city. Vayomer, and he said, singular, Himolet al nafshecha, run for your lives. Okay, Lomadeta. Yeah, you with me?
No, you lost me.
I'm sorry, go back to where you were up to and then you will continue. Vahi,
So
I just
Vayihi kahotzi osam hachutza. Now you say this means it was as he took them out?
correct. Because otherwise it would said ki hoitziu oisam hachutza.
I see. Okay.
Hoitzium. Ki hoitzium hachutza. This is actually possible.
But what is the mem ending?
That is them. He took them out. Why is it repeated hoitzium oisam? That's a good question. Why is it l'chayra that's repeated unnecessarily?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering, because my English says it was as they took them out.
Which is incorrect, as I'm pointing out.
Yeah, okay.
Let me see.
Vayomer Hamalet al Nafshecha. And he said, flee for your life. Lemadta, you have learned Sheha Echad Haya Matzil, that only one did the saving of Lot. Okay.
So it was just one angel who saved them.
Right. But
okay,
there were three angels that came to Abraham. One of them told Sarah, one of them healed Abraham. And then two angels left.
Three angels left.
Three angels left?
No, you're right. Two angels left and one went home.
So that it would seem to me it should have been only one angel that left, because two angels.
I'll ask you another question. The angel who was in charge of overturning Sodom, why did he have to come to Avram Bichlal? What was the point of him coming into Avram? No, if Rashi had said that it was all one, there were two parts of the same mission. Going to Avram and to overthrowing Sodom is all one thing. But Rashi says quite clearly, there's two separate missions. Therefore, the Raphael, who went to heal Avram, right? Afterwards, he continued on to Sodom to save Lot. So it's two separate missions. So, if that's the case, why is it that the one who, the angel, who was his job was to overturn Sodom, why did he come to Avram Avinu at all? What was the point of him coming? Paying him a courtesy visit?
Well, maybe he was Hashem was trying to embellish the mitzvah of Hachanasas Orchim by having more guests.
Two is not enough. I mean, if Meir Schuster's a Tanya Brocha, however, I don't know who took his place. but if anybody did, but Mayor Schuster brought 2 guests to your house or 3 guests to your house on a Friday evening, you think it's going to make a difference?
Yeah, I do. I think there's a difference between 2 and 3.
Okay,
But I'm
but
asking a different question. I'm asking, why aren't there 4?
why should there be 4?
Because there's 2 healers and one
Why 2 healers? Why 2 healers? No, so Rashi says
one's going to heal
the
Lot.
the one who came to heal Avram, he finished his job, and then he continued on to Sodom to do another job, i.e., to save Lot.
So why not just have one? He comes and he does his job. He tells Sarah, finishes that job. Now he gets another job. He heals Abraham. Finishes that job. Now
So
he gets another job.
they came together. The 2 jobs were obviously visiting Avram. Whatever was entailed in visiting Avram, that's considered all one mission. So therefore, the one who's going to heal Avram, he can't be the one to tell Sarah. You're making a good point, actually, but you see from here that's all considered one mission, and therefore, um, therefore they can't be the same, one angel doing both things. You would be right, like, why does it have to be simultaneous? Let him come to heal Avram, and then afterwards, when he's finished healing Avram, now he tells Sarah that, by the way, Rashi doesn't bring it here, but the Medrash brings that there were 3 different angels, who each one who has a particular field of mission different from the other. The Gemara says that the one who came to tell Sarah, so first of all, the one who came to heal Avram was, and that's what Rashi does mention, was the Malach Raphael. He's the healing angel. So wherever it requires healing or saving, right, he's the one in charge. He's the one to do it.
Why? Or saving?
Saving loads.
But that's not what Raphael means. Raphael means to heal, not to save.
Okay, so similarly, that saving and healing are all come under the same nomenclature. Okay, it's all under the same category. Okay, Gavriel, who shows HaKadosh Baruch Hu's Midas HaGevura, Midas HaKadosh Baruch Hu's power, and Midas Hadin was the one who overthrew Sodom. He's the one who destroyed Sodom. That's the job of Gavriel. And the one who came to tell Sarah that she's going to have a child, he's the one in charge of miracles. That angel is Michael. Michael is the one who's in charge, should we say, he's always sent to perform miraculous deeds on behalf of HaKadosh Baruch. And the reason why he's called Michael is because Hashem. Right? When one sees what he does, one says, wow, who among the mighty ones is like Hashem? Okay.
Okay.
So therefore, sorry?
I was going on, but you wanted to say something else?
No, yeah. So what I want to ask you this question: Why did the Malach who was going to overthrow Sodom, which we said is Gavriel, why did he have to come to Avraham Avinu? You see, want to say to make it more people. It's a bit, I think. I wanted to say something else, and I think maybe we'll just give a couple of minutes to this idea. We never find, I mean, for instance, we had 10 generations between Adam and Noach. So finally Hashem said, that's it, right? I can't take any more. People are acting so wickedly, I'm going to bring a flood. Now, what was their wickedness about?
Robbery.
There was idol worshippers. they were immoral. Rashi says, in what aspect did HaKadosh Baruch Hu seal the decree upon the generation of the flood that they're going to be, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to bring a flood upon them? By the fact that they were stealing one from the other. The very fabric of society, of social, how should you call it, interaction between one another, theft and thievery breaks that entire fiber of society. You can't have a society running as a normal people. I mean, I'm going to use the term, Chas v'shalom, don't misunderstand me. Leave Hashem aside, right? Leave Hashem's will aside, but that's basic human understanding realizes that if you don't have a proper mutual recognition of each person's right to have his own property and to be able to live his own life in harmony and cordially with his neighbor, and rather you think, well, each person can take from everybody else, that's anarchy. Society can't carry on at all. Okay? So therefore, once it got to that stage, Akoshba says, that's it. Closing up the shop, right, for renovations, right? We have to wipe out that entire generation of these wicked people who are, Parsha, don't know how to behave as human beings. Okay? I'm going to start again. So he brought Noach and his children. Now, comes along Sodom. What was Sodom all about? What did HaKadosh Baruch Hu decide? I can assure you it says that the vast majority of the world, not the vast majority, almost the entire world was still worshipping idols. They were not acting necessarily in the most moral way possible. Yet Hashem didn't want to destroy them. Sodom, they're real bad. So later on, it says later on, they are really, really bad. What's bad? The way they treat each other. It says any guest who turned up in Sodom pretty much regretted he ever did so. Okay? What was their, should we say, their doctrine of Sodom was no chesed, no kindness.
Mm.
Which actually I once read in a very interesting article, is that, and this was actually, the article didn't mention this, but I heard this, B'Shem Rav Scheinberg, Zechon Livracha, Rosh Hashiva Torah Or, that Hitler, Yamach Shemoy, wrote in his book, Mein Kampf, right, My Battle, whose battle against the Jews. What was his battle against the Jews? That the Jews introduced the concept of kindness to the world.
Oh.
He held, and this is also the doctrine of Sodom as well, is that no, Kosh Baruch Hu created the world. We will live out the world the way things naturally happen. Meaning, God made rich people. Circumstances, nature, whatever you want to call it, has made some people rich and some people poor. Why change it? This is the way God has directed events that they should happen, that some people are rich and some people are poor.